2 and 1.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild on Airy Peak Convert to Raid. With you as always is Salmisis the Shaman, Belschnickel the Priest,
and Cuddles the Brewmaster.
It's about to get real.
And welcome to episode 88 of the Converted Podcast, the podcast for the Convert to Raid Guild on Airy Peak US. Today is August 22nd, and we would like to thank you for tuning into our show. I am Cuddles, and with me this evening is Ursangus.
Hey, that's me.
And Sal.
In this episode, we have invasions have hit Azeroth. Raid teams are gearing up to go. Turarts is here with the Guild Haps, and Ursangus will talk to us about CTR greeters. Hello.
Oh, will he? Yeah, I will.
So what's up, chat room? Do us a favor, guys, and get in your converted shout-outs. You can either tweet them over to @converted_CTR right now, or get them in the chat room at the end of the show. It's all up to you. So how are you doing, Ursangus?
Thugging it. Normal stuff. No, I'm kidding. No, I'm doing great.
Thugging it? Really?
Thugging it, yeah.
I have a... Okay, who thinks Ursangus' mask is going to make it all the way to the end of the episode? Because I don't think so.
Me. I'm going to think that.
Also, is that a Pantera shirt? I didn't notice that
it.
till just now. You know I'm from Texas.
Hell yeah, Pantera is only the most awesome band ever.
I agree. You and I.
Mm-hmm.
You and I agree on one thing in the whole world, and it's that.
What, it has two thumbs and is a cowboy from hell? This guy.
You been playing any games?
I have been playing a ton of Warcraft lately. And leveling a ton of tunes. Man, talk about pre-patch content. Blizzard, good job. Good job. I know it's small. The invasions seem like they're really small, but it's got the community hyped back up to play again. And everybody's doing these. And it's been fantastic. I'm loving it so far.
Yeah, I'm totally down with you. I have been playing so much WoW that, guess what, guys? I have put down Diablo. For now.
Oh,
but wow, goodness, this is the best lead up to an expansion I think we've had. This is great.
I love this. It's so similar to Lich King lead up. It shares a lot of similarities.
But with more,
Yeah. Oh.
Oh gosh. So, Cuddles, I assume you've been playing it?
Oh, heck yeah. I keep on getting whispers. People are like, who are you? What are you doing in this game? I feel like I used to know you. You have returned. Things of that nature. I'm having a whole lot of fun. I ran Cuddles through the Broken Shores.
Sure.
In the Khadgar quest line, leveled the Demon Hunter up to 100, which that's the starting zone. And ran him through Khadgar. And I have 2 more tunes I want to get done. And tomorrow night, I believe she'll be my triumphant return to raiding with Rubber Chicken Coalition.
Good old RCC.
Can we talk about this? It's been out for 2 weeks, right?
Yeah.
Are we allowed to talk about
definitely.
Stuff?
Definitely.
Because we're not
I have
talking
been
about
now
next expansion stuff. We're talking about stuff that's happened during this expansion in order to lead up to the next expansion. So
This is my third podcast in 2 days about it. If you haven't logged in and done the content, it's been out for 2 weeks. I'm sorry, it's your fault.
Sorry.
Okay. Otherwise, we're just going to talk about it for a few minutes. Okay,
Sure.
so let's just talk about it. And if you haven't played it, please do fast forward 5 or 6 minutes. Okay. What is Title T? Oh.
It's Title T.
Spoilers? Oh, okay. Cuddles has got his thing.
I'm
Okay.
doing that thing.
Now, I knew what was going to happen. I didn't know how it was going to happen. It had been spoiled for me because I was in the beta and I was running around Stormwind and I saw King Anduin. I'm like, what does this mean, King Anduin?
Ooh.
You know? So I knew it was going to happen, but I just when you get into the game, you get a missive from King Varian, and he wants you to come to the Broken Shore on a boat, right? And then a battle ensues. And the battle, it's fun, right? Like I've done it a few times now. But there are a series of cinematics, both for the Alliance and the Horde, right?
Yep.
Both very well written.
And
Amazing. Well done, Taryn.
Taryn Gregory and company, obviously. But oh my gosh, those I've just never felt that way about in-game cinematics before.
And I will say, if you're only playing the Alliance side of the opening scenario for the Broken Shore, you need to go do it on Horde side too.
Yeah, I ended up YouTubing it because I don't have any Horde tunes even close. Like I have like a level 23 shaman over on Earth and Ring to go say hi to our brothers and sisters over there, but I haven't like I'm not going to level that up to 100 to watch a 3-minute cinematic.
Well, and if you're only watching the Alliance side, it looks like, honestly, it looks like Alliance gets the shaft. Go watch the Horde side. Go watch the Horde side. It'll make a lot more sense.
We've got the spoiler tab going on right now.
Talk about it.
Ursangus, I went and watched it. And screw the Horde and those cowards who left us behind.
Yep.
My king is dead, who died horribly because Sylvanas turned tail and ran. Because a dying Vol'jin, I suppose, kind of told her to. But you know what? I watched it. People said you'll understand the Horde's version of it. You'll understand why they had to do it. They didn't have to do that. They turned their backs on the Alliance and then turned it back on Rin, and we lost Varian Rin because of them.
Well, I think what it boils down to, as far as where you stand on the particular topic, is were you more invested in Rin or were you more invested in Vol'jin?
Obviously, Rin. I'm a fan of Vol'jin. As far as that goes. In the chat here, honestly, if you don't at least choke up a little bit on those cinematics, you might be a little broken. I completely agree. The way they did the death, specifically Ren, and Draven Dresden is saying Vol'jin over Varian. Okay, that's fine, but Vol'jin just kind of, it wasn't a nice death, but neither one of them were a nice death. But they really like sunk it into you about Varian.
Yeah,
his face, and he says. And Gul'dan says, "You will be known as the king who has given his life for nothing." And he looks up and says, "For the Alliance." And then just like what happens to his face as he dies, and just like, I cried. I legit cried. And then the sword, just the light on the sword just kind of shrinks and blinks out.
Well done.
Oh my gosh. And the timing was so perfect. I just the editing and the music that went with it. Just total artists who put this together.
My question is, where is War Chief Vol'jin in the chat?
You mean the spirit of Vol'jin?
Yeah. Yeah.
He's dead, so he's obviously not here tonight. And
Unnecessary.
I straight up bawled like a little kid when the on the Alliance cinematic. Like when Varian is on the rope ladder, and you know at that point you're like, oh shit, this is it.
Mm-hmm.
This is it. I started tearing up, and then he fell. Like I'm tearing up a little bit, just talking about it. That was, and I've only been playing WoW for like a year and a half. I can't even imagine people that have been invested in this game in like 10 years and the emotions that was capable of stirring.
Okay, but let's put this out there though. Our king one shot that giant demon.
Yes, he did.
Took that sword and just pow right into his head. And
That was pretty awesome.
that was pretty awesome. Like he definitely went out in a blaze of glory. And I do appreciate that. I do. He, as a Klingon would say, he had a good death. Yeah,
Would they say that?
they would say, "Die well." Yeah.
Look, cha-o-ta. I just made that up. That wasn't
You
actually.
totally. It sounded like Loktaro Gar.
I didn't know what I was. I used to actually be able to speak conversational Klingon, but that was 15 years ago.
I guess we're all nerds
I don't
here.
remember much.
We all have our different nerd stuff.
So Sylvanas turned tail. Vol'jin said, "Don't let the horde die here."
I will say, out of that entire scenario, because we still have spoilers running.
Fell Reaver. It was a Fell Reaver. I'm sorry. It's Fell Reaver demon thing.
Out of that entire scenario, Tyrion.
Oh my gosh.
What they did to Tyrion shocked the ever-living enemy. And I'm enthusiastic about something, though, because Tyrion could very well turn into a Bolvar right now. You remember Bolvar, right?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, mind blown. Look at that. Look at that. If they were to resurrect Tyrion as a Death Knight, wow.
Can we not resurrect Tyrion as a Death Knight after he killed the Lich King? Can we just not do that? I think Tyrion. I think Tyrion had his. I think he's a hero. He's been a hero. I don't see Tyrion coming back as the thing.
No.
If you do like the whole like, what was that Admiral whatever that was in your garrison?
Oh. Taylor.
Admiral Taylor. I thought it was really tacky that he was in the garrison, actually. Like, I remember, like, going through and he was, like, Captain Taylor, and you were in a Cataclysm, and you went into Vashir together, and you were trying to save people together and stuff. And then there was, he did whatever in Pandaria, maybe he was general or something, and so you could see him going up the ranks, and then you see him die in the last expansion, which we will forget really quickly.
Right.
And then he's like a ghost, like a funny ghost in your garrison. And I totally didn't dig on that because I was a big fan of Taylor. I'm like, let him have his death. And I say, let's not have Tyrion show up in the Paladin hall. Class hall.
Okay, so all right, so let's table Tyrion for right now. Let's just put a pin in him, right?
Mm-hmm.
What about Bud?
Bud? Was he one of the NPCs that died Fel Reaver's face?
Nope. Bud was on the ship. He's the guy who jumped off the ship to go chase something on your way to Vashir.
Oh. What about him?
He was one of the funniest characters, and we haven't seen him since I think the beginning of Warlords.
Was that the guy that's the ship that like you're having this fun, awesome adventure in like Azeroth, and then you get on a ship and it's like 1940s gold rush prospector man?
Yeah.
That was the most jarring took me out of the immersion of the game thing in my entire WoW career. It's like, well, howdy there, partner.
Bud is very special.
Well, concern it. Looks like we got to go to Bashir.
I love Bud. Bud's been around for a while. Not as long as Tyrion, but he's been around, and he always cracks me up. Always cracks me up. So,
Okay, so we had some cinematics. I cried. I saw the cinematic again last night. I was playing with Dead Greed, and again I cried. I saw it again and still cried. And now then we have the invasions, which are just nonstop at the moment. It's kind of awesome.
and they're going to get worse. We're only in the 2 weeks in.
Oof.
Sylvanas trips, falls down a flight of stairs, dies. Varian comes back as the new king of the Forsaken. Boom. Plot twist.
Nah.
Bam! Yeah.
So the invasions, it took me a while to get for Daenerys to pop for me. I don't know, but I finally got that last night. But I leveled 2 tunes from 93 to 100 yesterday and today. That was good.
I deleted my level 100 rogue. I just wasn't feeling the rogue. Rolled up a new level 1 rogue, ran to Dunmorrow, and just started tagging things. And before I know it, 3 hours later, I am level 53.
Booyakasha.
You deleted a 100 because you weren't feeling the rogue. Then you rolled a rogue.
So I wasn't feeling the Worgen rogue. Let's say that. Just wasn't.
Oh, wait, you
digging
didn't
it.
like the sniffing?
Sneaky
Didn't like
puppy.
this. The animations, the sniffing, the lore is there, but the character design behind Worgen, I just can't get behind it. I can't get behind it. I wasn't feeling the character. But
Cool.
it's so easy to level a new one, so why not, right?
I've been having a lot of fun. It's been, yeah. What did you say? A gnome rogue?
Oh no, Night Elf Rogue.
Oh,
A gnome will never ever be present in Ursangus' roster.
I love gnomes, and so does Tyrion Gregory.
Hate gnomes. Hate them. Can't stand them.
No way. Love it. Love it. Love it. I'm just looking through. So many people have tweeted us
Yeah.
since we asked them to, and that's so great. That's
How many
really
are
good.
trolls at me?
So many, so many, and keep them coming.
Yeah.
Definitely
No,
keep
let's
them
see. Here.
coming.
I love really
Okay.
bad jokes.
Have we discussed what we're going to discuss about the invasion? Do we have anything else? Do we want to talk about?
Oh, one other thing that I think with the second half of the scenario that came through that has you going to Dalaran and Ulduar, something that I don't think a lot of people are aware of, and we mentioned this on our podcast that I'll shamelessly plug later, but there is a tunnel below Dalaran now, down by Karazhan, that leads down a winding staircase. It's got a whole bunch of rooms filled with relics from old raids.
What?
Yeah. Not even kidding. Not even kidding. When you get onto that little lake next to Karazhan, there's a little tiny door there. You just walk through, go down the staircase, and you can tell what some of these relics are from, like some are Ulduar, Blackwing Lair, ICC, Naxxramas. You can't target anything, but you can. All the different models from these raids are down there. It is so, so cool.
Oh, I need to check that out immediately.
It is amazing. I walk down there and I go, am I supposed to be down here? But no, that's it. Invasions, hit them hard, guys. They are a great chance to level up and a great chance to be cool to other people, especially you healers. Please go to Invasions
Gosh.
And actually
Gosh.
heal people, please.
and actually heal people.
Yeah, don't tag people in AFK.
Navox.
Navox is such a lazy jerk sometimes.
Nate does it too. And what can you do, right?
See, we're joking, right? Because that's not nice. And neither one of them are healers. Stop it. Okay. I say everyone play WoW. And okay. I got one thing to say.
Okay.
The servers are full. Tons of people. All the people like getting into the shrine to get those portals, all the people, just playing the game again and in trade chat, and it's so fun to see just the guild chat light up.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
But the capitals are full.
Yes.
The boats are full.
The boats are
are very full. I am so glad that Blizzard found something to get us out of our garrisons and finding
really into the world.
and really into the world, finding new friends. Love it.
Yeah, that I'm super fan. Do we want to go to the main event?
Yes!
Sure.
Yes! Do I do that?
Yeah, you usually.
Yay!
Yeah.
So, guys, are we calling her, or are we just talking to Ursangus
No, we're
about stuff?
talking to Ursangus.
Okay,
you should
I
get-
don't know what's going on.
Ursangus is on the show?
We need Belle to keep us on track. Yeah.
When did you just
show
bring in
notes.
Ursangus on?
Now I can't do things because my dogs are gonna bark.
Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, Bill Schnickel's not here tonight. That's Bill Schnickel is a business owner. He's his own boss, which means he works a ton and wasn't able to get off. That's totally fine. So what we did, so Ursangus is our special guest this evening. Now, we said, why don't you just come on at the beginning of the show and just the three of us just be here the whole time?
Yeah.
And I thought that would be fun, and he did too, and so he's here. So I assume that Cuddle's dogs are still barking.
Probably.
And so what's happening is, so Ursangus, you are a longtime friend of the show and a very hard worker for the guild. You are the leader of all things greeter.
Yes. Ooh, I
You
like that.
are Ursangus.
I am.
You are.
Even under the mask, I am Ursangus.
That mask. But who are you really?
So I'm Ursangus. I'm actually coming up on 3 years in Convert to Raid now. 2 years actually in charge of the Welcome Committee. Yeah, you guys know them as the greeters. I have been a proponent of CTR since day one. Day one, and I know I brought this up before, but little known fact, Sal was the first person to invite me to Convert to Raid.
Aww.
And then
Was I your greeter?
Yep. You were my greeter. And then 8 more times over, a couple days later when I brought the rest of my tunes over. Sal was hilarious because I remember you used to park on the Timeless Isle and just knock
true.
out the weekend mornings. You used to just put in work, yo. Like, I don't know how you, now I know how you did it, but back then it's just like it is right now. It's insane.
Well, it's kind of hard to get anything. If you're gonna be a greeter, you just kind of have to be a greeter, and that's not like playtime really, because you've got, you can't really get interrupted. So what I would do back then is I would park myself in the Timeless Isle and kill frogs, and get whatever we used to get from killing frogs,
Yeah.
whatever coins or whatever it was.
Whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and if someone needed help, I would help them. But let's start from the let's start. What is a Convert to Raid guild greeter?
So a greeter is, for all intents and purposes, your very first officer. Period. These are the people that you join the CTR LFO channel, and either you're a new member or you're existing member or returning member, but you need help. Either that's being in the guild, getting in the guild. It's, hey, I had a bad situation pop up with with this or that. Your greeter is there to help you. They are officers. And I'm going to repeat that again. Greeters are officers. Plain and simple. They are there. They sacrifice a lot of time And I know last time I was on the show, I futzed on all the names, and I'm not even going to try this time because there's so many of them.
You also cried.
I did. The amount of time that these people put in voluntarily, might I add, they sacrificed their playtime to help you, the community. And, I have my own sacrifice of time as well. My job is to lead them and handle any conflicts that they can't. Thankfully, that the amount of work I have to do is low. You guys, the community, and especially lately, the Convert community has been so patient and so thankful and been so appreciative of just greeters in general. Like, I seriously cannot thank the community enough for being as nice as they've been over these last couple weeks. Because this right now, what we're in the middle of as far as invasions and pre-patch, this is grab a hold of something time for greeters, where we might be talking to 10 to 15 people at a time.
Totally. Yeah.
Like, I've got screenshots back from Miss Pandaria and Warlords when those pre-patches were happening, and it's nothing but whisper windows. I can't even see what's in front of me. It's nothing but whispers. I cannot, like I said, I cannot begin to thank the community enough for being so patient with us, because it's a lot of work. It is just an insane amount of work. And my greeters are killing it. Killing it. They're doing an amazing job, and I can't begin to thank them enough for doing the hard work they've done, and it's out of love for this guild.
Sure. Yeah.
Goosebumps.
So can you a lot of people they'll say, "Hey, this is my alt. I need to get invited in real quick." And it's never a real quick situation. Now, you've already talked about how often you'll have like 10 like whisper windows on your screen.
Yep.
What else goes into getting an invite?
Getting an invite, honestly, so if you're an existing member or a returning member, all you need to do is join the LFO channel. And it's CTR LFO. That's all you need to do. We're going to have a video up here pretty shortly. In fact, sitting in my video editor right now. If you're a new member, how to go about it. Really, I mean, as far as alts go, or even just getting your main back into the guild, ask. Find somebody in the LFO channel and ask around. Now, we don't have 24/7 coverage. We can't. That's impossible. But we do the best we can. Sometimes they may tell you to hold on a minute, or if you grab a greeter out of the blue, they might be doing something else.
They might be raiding. They might be in a dungeon,
Well, and so what I put out to every single greeter is, while you're on duty, you're not raiding.
Yeah.
I want your attention to be focused on whoever needs help. And you just can't do it at the same time. Maybe LFR. Maybe. Because everybody just kind of coasts through those.
So just because there's a greeter on doesn't mean that they're free to stop what they're doing and get to you. Now, it's not just like, oh, hey, I recognize you, blah, blah, blah. Here's an invite real quick. You have to go through a database.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit of like paperwork kind of involved.
It's better than the spreadsheet we used to have. Sal, you might remember that spreadsheet.
It was bad.
Bad times.
I mean, it wasn't bad. Like it was bad.
It was worse than it was worse than it is now by many stretches. But there are things that graders have to go through in the background, and part of that, honestly, part of the reason we do that is that so you have full access to the raid builder tool. It's not to keep track of your tunes. It's not really to keep track of anybody. We're not, IDing people or anything like that. We want to make sure that if you bring in your new alt, that you're going to have access to apply to a team with that alt right then and there. Mm-hmm. Done. So, yeah, there is some paperwork that goes into it. I usually have 4 or 5 different tools up in different tabs just so I can pop every single one, just 4 or 5 at a time. Sometimes that might mean I don't like doing that because I don't get to spend personal time with each member.
Right.
But if we're bogged down, boom, just sign it off. Go, 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 go. Got you covered.
Okay, so you have a bunch of people helping out, and the expansion is just days away at this point.
Yeah.
I know that you're inviting people left and right.
Mm-hmm.
How would people go about like saying, "Hey, listen, I want to help CTR. I want to be an officer and convert to raid"?
Well, so you can email me, ursangus@gmail.com. You can always email the officers, ctrofficers@gmail.com. You can find me on Twitter. Not as good about checking that as I am my email, but you'll send me and say, "Hey, Ursangus, I want to help the community," and I'm going to send you back something that says, "Here's how you do it." And then we'll just it's a communication back and forth. I will talk to anybody who wants to be a greeter, but I will tell you the one guideline I try to stress among any applicants for that: 3 months in CTR. I do as the bare minimum, because the way I look at it is you don't really know the convert to raid community. You don't know the community all that well until you've been in for a little bit. Know how things kind of run. So 3 months I feel is a pretty decent time.
I think so. So the feel of the guild. The tone of the guild.
It's our guild is unique in not just in size, but in the way we talk to our members, the way we kind of hold things. And honestly, when I first came to CTR, it was a bit of a culture shock. I was not used to people being so blanking friendly. It is a complete culture shock, and it throws people off sometimes. It really does. We are one of the most unique guilds in all of World of Warcraft. And it's not just because of size. We accept almost everybody. Almost everybody.
Not Cuddles, but
No,
not Cuddles.
No one has ever accepted me.
And Derry's got grandfathered in. Let's be honest.
I will say one of your greeters actually was very nice to me. I came back with my demon hunter, of course, which needed in the guild.
Right.
They're like, "Okay, what's your main's name?" And I was like, "Coltrane." They didn't buy that.
No.
They didn't buy that.
No, my greeters are a sharp bunch.
Yeah.
We had and I know he's in the chat room right now, but I had somebody the other day claim to be Navox.
Ooh.
I said, "Oh, really? Hey, let's grab Navox on Skype here real fast. And hey, Navox, are you trying to get an alt in the guild right now? No? Okay. Thanks, dude."
Did that really happen?
Yeah. I'm going, okay, who are you really? Because you're not Navox. But the members are hilarious. I love trading back and forth with them. I love this community, and unfortunately, sometimes because of being who I am and my placement in the guild, sometimes I do have to be the bad guy. But I'm out there to help. Anytime.
Dr. Pope said, if he had the time, he would help. I read that very differently.
Yeah, so did I. Yeah.
I read it correctly because I is hooked on phonics.
Well, you're also not talking into the podcast, sir.
What do you want me? I can't get a word in edgewise between you two chatty Cathys.
I thought your dog was still barking and you were on mute, honey.
That's why I disappeared. I disappeared because my dog was barking. And then I was like, okay, well, I'm just gonna chill. I'll let them
talk about Coltrane.
keep on going on.
Yeah, I got no problem talking about Coltrane. Coltrane's an awesome guy. He's fantastic.
Cool cat.
Let's see.
So, okay, hold on. I have a really quick Coltrane story. Can I tell a really quick Coltrane story?
Absolutely.
Yeah. All right. So I was recently at the Renaissance Festival here in Tampa, and one of my friends has played WoW forever. It was actually her boyfriend got me into World of Warcraft.
Okay.
And she's listened to Convert to Raid since however long it's been around. Mm-hmm. And so she's a gigantic Coltrane fan. And I was like, "Oh, really? You're a big Coltrane fan?" And so I have a group me that I'm in with him. That I think is like last BlizzCon or it might be Star Wars. I don't know. But I was like, "Hey, Coltrane, la di da di da," and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Cuddles?" He has no idea who I really am. But he like replied, I'm like, "Oh, this Coltrane?" And she literally like fangirl, like Justin Bieber. Like she was like, "Ah, you know Coltrane? Oh my God." I was like, "Yeah." And Pat, I was like, "Here's a picture of me and Pat. Just chilling. We had a couple drinks together." Not true. I had several drinks. Pat didn't have any.
Stop.
But,
Pat
yeah.
didn't have drinks.
Okay, Pat may have had a beer, but I'm pretty sure I was ordering tequila shots. I don't remember directly.
Well, that's because you were drinking too much tequila.
Or not enough.
No, actually, funny story. I'll give you a quick story, then we'll carry on. Before I hopped on the podcast tonight, I got into a conference call with somebody who was wanting to set up Greenwall for a completely different guild, completely different server, and they thought I was Zug. What?
Like, yeah.
Did you go on there talking like a goblin?
Right? And I'm like, no, this is I'm just one of Zug's minions.
Yeah, you are.
Yep. We all are.
But I will tell
building
you
an
that
army.
the waves that Convert to Raid sends out, not only as a podcast but as a guild, are far-reaching. And try to spread
Butterfly
the word,
flaps
guys.
its wings.
Yeah, seriously.
So I think maybe we could bring on
Time for tea.
Time for tea.
I love that.
Don't do that ever again.
Time for tea. All right, let's. Oh man, my everything's in the wrong places. Everything, all of it. We did all that hype, and now I'm like, okay, well, let's go.
She's my co-pilot, yo.
Let's go find turrets. She's my boss. Wow, that was a new noise.
What was that?
It's time for tea. Wow, that is fun.
Wow, what did you do to your Skype, man?
I don't know, man. I don't know. You're all coming back.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Let's get T. T, don't say anything till I put you on the screen. Hold on.
She better have a Batman mask on.
She so doesn't have a Batman mask. All right. Now we have T. T, what's going on?
Hey, it has been exciting. Actually, not really. Everyone's just kind of pumping up for Legion. So, 1 week and 1 day. It's exciting. We're getting there. We made it through Warlords. But, so, stuff that we have going on. First of all, a couple of you have applied to be an event planner within the last 10 days. My last 10 days have been a bit crazy. Actually, my last, 14. So I haven't forgotten about you. I will be getting back to you. Don't worry. It's just been a bit busy in the Turarts household. Easy. We have been talking about Easy. Easy is a guild on our server. They are starting that donation drive to get some of the flasks, feast, herbs, whatever it is they need so that they can focus on mythic raiding. And I have the tune you can mail stuff to is Easy Legion. The link that I just posted is to their webpage, which they have a pretty awesome little flyer on there that you can look at that kind of describes things that are happening. Mm-hmm. So, if you're a hoarder like I am who's trying to rapidly sell all the crap I don't need from Warlords, you could give it to them, help them get that mythic, because like Sal said, I think the last time I was on, having a Airy Peak mythic first or even in the race would be pretty awesome to see. So if you like to, farm stuff and you just keep it, feel free to donate. And then there's the 2 name and everything on there. So check that out. The recruitment event was a huge success. We had a lot of teams participating, and I'm going to share a link in a second. As a side note, this link is just for teams who participated. Not all the teams in CTR Guild participated. We have something like 63, 64 active teams. There are not that many on that list. These are just the ones who wanted to be in the event or be included in the spreadsheet. So if you are looking for a team, go ahead, take a peek, look and see who all is looking for people, times they're raiding, days they're raiding, what kind of difficulty. We have 1 day, 2 day, even 3 day a week. We have morning times, evening times, even a couple of afternoon times in there.
This is a big list.
It is.
That's a lot of teams.
There were tons of teams. It went off pretty well. This time, every team had a bite either one night or the other. So every team at least, had someone come in and talk to them. It was a lot of fun. And then you can see contact information. That's their toon name to get a hold of them. And, some of them like Kuda have weird things. Just Control C. That's the best advice I can give you. But yeah, so if you're looking for a team, here's a great list. And like I said, not all teams are going to be on there. The converted website, or not the converted, the Convert to Guild website is the best place to find teams. If you see one that either you know about but isn't on this list, or maybe you don't see a time on here that works for you, definitely check out the website. That's the best place to get your raid on. But I see all these little animals popping up on the Google sheet. But yeah, check this
so
out.
many people are in it. Cuddles, I put it at the bottom of the show notes if you want to throw it into the YouTube.
Yay!
So yeah, so 2 links at you. Easy. If you want to help them out, definitely do. The raid team link, check it out. Because, Legion's 7 days away. All sorts of new stuff happening. Lastly, Mythic Dungeons or Mythic Plus, whatever you want to call it. I am trying to look at doing an event for that. I don't quite know what we're going to do. If it's going to be just a recruitment event for that is going to be hard because teams are so small. So I'm tossing around, do I want to do an event where people kind of come together and say, these are the times I can play, and just kind of keep it an ongoing sheet, or doing a, hey, this is what Mythic's about, because it's still so new, people aren't going to know about it. And I've seen in chat today, we have newbies coming all the time. So there will be a Mythic Plus event of some sort. It's just figuring out how do we want to do this. So if you have any ideas, email ctrguildevents@gmail.com. Hit me up on Twitter @turarts, that's TURARTS. But I definitely want to do something focused on Mythic Plus.
I am interested in that because I have a Mythic Plus dungeon team.
What?
We don't have a name yet, though. We need to fix that. Okay, Dr. Pope, that's your responsibility. Go.
Get on,
I
Doctor.
always wanted a team called, I have to spell this, but I put it in chat so you'll see it in a couple minutes. But basically it's Let Us Turn Up the Beat. So it'd be like, Let Us Turn Up the Beat.
Oh, I like that.
We tried it once, and then it was right when CTR started, and it didn't go off very well. But I always wanted a team called that. I thought it'd be cute.
I think that'll work now that Overwatch is out.
Oh, yeah.
Probably.
Turn up the beat.
But yeah, so Mythic Plus. I haven't forgotten about you. It's just trying to figure out how exactly I want to do this event, because we have that channel in Discord and people are like, hey, I can raid during these times. So I think that'll probably be great for getting, when people can be on. So I'm kind of leaning more towards this is what Mythic Plus is, and you can do all these different things with it. I mean, you can play it casual, you can go up all these levels, and that might be the different route we go. So if that sounds like something you'd be interested in helping me host and work together, hit me up. If you want to, participate in it, let me know, so I'm not doing all this work not for nothing, but just so I know I'm doing work for someone. But otherwise, I think that's it. That's all for events. Not too much. Forgive us, as Legion comes out, we're going to be getting our ground, so it might not be stuff on the calendar. But once we get things figured out, get tunes played, we'll be coming back. Hopefully there's exciting stuff.
Woo!
That's plenty of stuff.
Oh,
I know.
goodness.
Expansion's happening. It's happening. It's happening.
I know. We made it through Warlords. Thank
Barely.
goodness.
We barely made it through Warlords.
Everyone was so excited for it because we were all like, Miss, let's go. And then Warlords came out and everyone's like, okay, we can go back to Miss now.
Yeah.
Poor Warlords.
I liked Warlords.
Yeah.
It was your first big no, it wasn't your first expansion.
No,
This is your
that was
first
my-
expansion.
Yeah.
Ew.
All I know, World of Warcraft is Warlords of Draenor to me.
That's crazy that you're still playing it after
I
that.
loved it. I loved it.
Man, are you in for a breath of fresh air on Legion then? The,
Well, I don't.
Oh,
I feel like
Remains
it's going to be
seen.
fell air,
the new expansion.
not so
smell.
fresh.
oh, that is a good smell. The logging in at midnight and then being like, why did I do this?
Right.
Oh, not this year.
I will not be doing that.
No.
I took
I'm going to
I
do
took
it.
time off work last year and logged in, and it was like, you have been logged out. Ugh, you have been
Yeah.
logged out.
Yeah, if you take time off work, you're not going to be able to get in.
No, not doing that this year.
I'll just
If you're gonna
continue
take a
with
day
being
off, take
unemployed.
Wednesday.
That's what I'll do.
A breath of green air. This is why Dirks is my favorite.
A breath of green air. We're going to have all the things. And we're going to have Karazhan.
I'm so excited.
That's a dungeon.
Oh,
I love Karazhan.
and a 13 boss 5-man dungeon.
Hey,
Oh.
they have to break that up. They have to break that up.
Oh, it's so awesome.
They might do it
No,
like
it's-
they do that
It's going to be
What's
one
that?
thing and you can go back.
Mardon. That's the one that they broke up into like 3 different. Oh, I'm so excited.
I hope it's not like that. Mardon was horrible.
Well, remember when they did, Cuddles won't remember when they did ZAZG as so raids, and they did them as 5-mans, and it was so hard, and it was the
That
only heroic, and you had to cap your valor every week, or unless you get on the raid team, and then it was and I
That
just
was.
I cried.
brutal.
I
was really bad.
cried. I think it was ZG.
Yeah.
There was like some fight involving like poisons and stuff, and you had to get the right poisons in the thing, and there was like some frozen monster or something, and I just couldn't do it right, and someone yelled at me, and I cried.
That sucked.
Yeah, and I'm like, I'll never do this again. But
I always remember Halls of Reflection. We didn't know what we were doing, so we
Ooh.
just tanked in the middle, and
Ooh.
that was bad.
Oh, that's
And
punishment.
then we learned the trick, like you go hide. But Halls of Reflection, when that first dropped, the ICC 5,
so much
yeah,
fun.
that
Yes.
doesn't work.
So many good memories.
like I feel like I'm still a newbie, and then I'm like, wait, I've been playing since '09 now. I've seen 4 expansions. I guess I'm kind of the old one now.
About to be 5.
I know. But yeah, events. Go events. You'll hear from me if you have applied for an event plan. I know I have 2. Cake is one of them, and then Crab People is another one. It's just
Cake's a
been.
lie. The cake is a lie.
Cake is going to be doing events.
Cake is
She
good
wants
people.
to, yes.
I'm coming to all
yes.
of them.
Yeah.
I'm there.
Well, you should host a couple, maybe.
Oh,
I wondered when Boss was going to call me out.
I haven't either. I haven't either. We've all been. I mean, where's
Where's
has
his-
been dealing with
Where's his on
Louisiana's-
point?
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna get back in the swing. Right now, I'm gonna give everyone about a month from now to get into the expansion, and then we'll have a meeting. But no, everyone's just been doing their own thing. Warlords
and then
trained
Cuddles
us.
was fired.
No, Cuddles did stuff. I mean, Cuddles did the pet battle tournaments. It's just Warlords sucked.
Yeah, I think the Karazhan lore tour and Ulduar
Did.
lore tour.
Oh.
Those were
So much
those
fun.
were bad.
Everyone loved the Karazhan one. I still get comments about that.
I still get views on YouTube. Like still, like I think it's had like 8 views this week.
Sweet.
Well,
Karazhan was an awesome raid.
Oh, I love it.
It's gonna be an awesome dungeon too.
It's gonna be an awesome dungeon.
Oh, I can't wait. Cannot wait. Like the nostalgia is gonna hit me right in the blank.
Okay, a year from now we're
Yeah.
gonna be bitching about it though. Like, oh,
No.
cares on dungeon. Oh my god.
it's been a really cool Hearthstone expansion so far too, or adventure.
Hearthstone.
It's this awesome game that you play when you don't play WoW for 5 months.
You mean Pokemon
That's
Go?
called Diablo. I totally got Pokemon Go.
Oh, I don't like doing the same thing over and over again in WoW. I'm gonna go play Diablo because of its rich and varied content. That sounds like a
Whoa,
great
whoa,
idea.
Whoa. What did you
Like
just say?
really? I'm gonna
many,
do the same thing again, but harder. Because
How
I
many,
don't want to do WoW over again. Come on now.
How many empty planets have you seen this week in Elite Dangerous, Cuddles?
I found an Earth-like today, I'll have you know. And I'm traveling towards Sagittarius A, the massive black hole at the center of the galaxy, sir. I is nerd.
I'm just saying,
Space
man. How many
nerd.
jumps can you do before you get tired of it?
I think I have about 6,400 now. So more. Yeah.
All right. T.
Well.
Always a pleasure.
It's been great. I'm gonna go play Disney Crossy Road.
Ooh, have fun.
All
It's a fun game. Night, guys. We'll see you in 2 weeks.
Bye, T.
Let's see if there's any
I recognize that.
rats or pigeons.
Well, it's New York, so there's
Oh.
obviously rats everywhere.
There's rats and pigeons everywhere. Oh, there's a rat, a pigeon, and a bat.
Did we lose
Ooh,
chat?
I got a new message on OkCupid. I mean, what?
Okay, Cupid. Okay, we're all looking at our phones. It's time to wrap this crap up. So the next section is I lost my place. Okay.
The next section is the most professional podcast segue that there is, guys. I'm going to do a little bit like how to podcast thing, maybe over for the YouTubes. And the next section is, hold on, let me check the notes. It's how the pros do it, guys. It's from me to you. Little tip.
Now, okay, so funny story about show notes. Here's a segue for you. Show notes are something that is the key to any great podcast, which is why on the Battle Res Bears,
You don't
my own
have any?
podcast, we don't have any.
Wow. Well, speaking of awesome tips, guys, have we got a total massive tipping point of announcements for you guys this week?
That's right. We do. We actually have a kind of a bunch.
Yeah.
done.
You can buy
okay.
a shirt.
The first thing is you can buy a shirt. Have you seen that shirt? I know, Cuddles, you have. Ursangus, have you seen the shirt?
I have. I love the design.
It is a light blue shirt with a vintage convert to raid guild design. Cuddles is putting it up in the on the Twitch and the YouTubes right now. You can see
It'll be in the
It's
show notes
actually-
over on
it's-
iTunes,
It's
yes.
it's a beautiful shirt. It really is.
Well done.
Yeah. We wanted to get the vintage feel, like an old vintage like baseball type shirt or something with a little kind of cracked lettering, and it just nailed it. Totally nailed it. It looks fantastic. It's on blue. It's yellow and with a bit of white lettering. It's great. Those are going to be on sale until
September 1st.
That's the
Yes.
last day. And you can find it if you go to the Well Played Events Twitter account. You can definitely find it. But it's also at teespring.com/CTR Vintage. That's T like t-shirt, T-E-E, spring, S-P-R-I-N-G, .com/CTR Vintage. And you can see it. It's great. Definitely get it. Ursangus, you want to talk about the two videos? Because I know you know about them.
Oh, yes, I do. So we are going to continue to do more town halls. But to kind of fill in the gaps between town halls, Pat has started to release little 5-10 minute videos about kind of things happening and what's going on in the guild, some of the best practices. I believe the first one, what was it about? I remember one's about naming.
What?
And naming and... I know it's in the show notes. I know. I'm sorry,
No,
Sal.
stop. It's in. It's right here. Okay, the first one is about.
So the first
The
one is
raid
about the
builder.
raid builder and guild rank updates. The other
Oh,
is
yes.
about Words Matter, guild policy spotlight.
Yeah. So I will say,
Reading.
changing the ranking, I am so excited for. I am super excited to say "Welcome Home, Raider" and mean it. We're opening up the ranks, and I'm loving it. Mm-hmm. Loving every second of it. The naming thing, kind of came up a little bit of guild chat. Guild chat's been hopping lately, sometimes in the wrong direction, but that's okay. So we've got more videos on the way. I know I'm personally working on one on how to apply and how to get into the guild on alts and whatnot. I'm sure Pat's working on one. I know that there is another individual, but I'll leave Sal at the name, is also working on something for the Raid Builder tool. Who is that person, Sal?
Who's working on the raid builder tool?
Oh, you don't know that?
I don't know that. Why would I know that?
Oh, right. Sorry. Our new Raid Liaison department head. Is gonna be
Oh, of
working
course
on
I would know that. I do know that.
What? We have a new raid liaison.
We have a new raid team liaison, yeah.
My head is spinning. Whoever could it be?
It is Ashanka.
Ashanka? Congrats!
Yeah, so Ashanka is now the new raid team liaison. Yeah, we're gonna try to get a little interview going for next week. That's something I'm gonna talk to you about later on, Cuddles. But would love to get some more information from him about all the raid team stuffs.
It's going to be interesting.
Especially raid leaders are gonna want to hit up Ashanka.
Oh, yeah. Some of the, and
All of
party
you
leaders for that matter.
bombard him right now.
We just
right
opened it
now.
up for, we also know the raid and builder tool for small teams now. So you're
Such as
5 man.
6+ dungeon groups.
Exactly. So we're opening up all sorts of things for everybody. And it's going to be awesome. I cannot wait to see some of these come into effect. And they are coming into effect soon. TM.
Better be real soon because, expansion's here.
Yeah. Without a doubt.
Something else. Turarts forgot to mention. She says, the CTR Guild 4-year anniversary.
What?
Months away.
Wow, coming up soon, guys.
What sneaks up on you?
It does. It does. I didn't even get the guild anything. What's 4 years? Is that paper?
That's one.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
one.
What's 4 years?
4 years is a unmarked envelope to Ursangus containing all your gold.
That'll be easy.
Okay.
I don't have a whole lot. So, guys, that brings us to a magical and wondrous time of the show. The time that we ask you for your shout room chat outs. Guys, get them in now. Sal, do we have any from the tweeter machine?
We have plenty, as a matter of fact. First of all, Mosley says, shout out to Banana Republic for helping me finally get my moose mount.
Yes.
Yes. We have I Run to Drink _CTR says, huge shout out to the whole converted family. You guys make me feel at home since day one. Just need a team. DPS/tank, hit me up. Hey, listen, I Run to Drink. Look at the show notes in the YouTubes. You'll be able to click a thing. It'll be great. You'll find a team. Winchester CTR or Razor says, shout out to the always wonderful Turarts. Hope she's feeling better this week. Keep smiling. Keep smiling. Keep shining. Knowing you can always count on me. For sure. That's what guildies are for. And the other one is Smooth Night. I loved this one. Says he was retweeting our tweet saying, get in the chat room, yay, 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 yay. And Smooth Night says, you have been converted.
Oh, whoa.
What's the thing?
You have been
Whoa.
converted.
Thing. He said a thing. Good job, Smooth.
Yeah.
That's great, fantastic.
Smooth is good people.
Anything in the what's
Shout out from Draven Dresden. Shout out to the Hydro. Hold on, I can do this. Shout out from Draven Dresden. Shout out to Hydro Volunteer Fire Department for doing a moose run for people this Wednesday. And that's all I got. Oh, Jimslock says, Sal, you are the wind beneath
I am
my
the wind?
wings.
Aw.
So, Sal, do you have any shout outs this week?
Thank you. Thank you. Thank alone for you. The wind beneath my wings. Shout out to a loon.
Ursangus, how about you, Bay?
Oh, man, so many shout-outs. Shout out to the Twilight Chapter Guild over on Shadow Council. Thank you so much for bearing with me while I set up your green wall for you. It was fantastic hanging out with you guys. Shout out, of course, to all the greeters. I can't say enough about you guys and the amazing job you've been doing throughout the busiest time of the year for us. Shout out to Pat for coming back and saying hey to everybody again. Shout out to, of course, to Cuddles. Hey, Bay. Hey. And Sal, like I said in the pre-show, the worst part about not going to BlizzCon this year, it's not getting a hug from you.
Oh. There'll be many in the future.
There will. We'll
go.
make it a thing.
All right, and guys, for me, I want a big shout out to somebody that is part of the CTR community, Mick Montgomery, a.k.a. Snarl, a.k.a. all sorts of different nicknames on our server. He recently got a job and has left the starting zone, which is a wonderful WoW podcast. I had the opportunity to guest on this week on their first episode without Mick. I was also one of the last episodes with Mick. So, guys, go check that out and send Mick some love over on Twitter. We're going to be missing his dulcet tones in the podcast community. Also, huge shout out to Zia and Adam, part of the D20 Crit and Calm Before the Storm family. We just started a new podcast called Get Up and Go about Pokemon Go. So we're having a lot of fun with that. And huge shout out to all the Well Played Party people, because y'all rock and you're doing an incredible amount of work and you are all amazing and awesome, and I am doing nothing.
Hey, Sal's on that team.
Yes, Sal is, and so's
as well.
so's T and Jules and Kalani and all the people that are good.
I'm offering my opinion on shirt colors. Hey, we're going to be put to work on the party day. You and I will have plenty to do.
Oh, yeah.
Make up for it.
Oh, I'm totally cool with that. I
Last
love
year
that though.
was-
I feed off that. I would rather, like, everybody kept on telling me last year, and you've even said it tonight. Like, you gotta take a break. You can't, no, that is the best way that I could experience that party. Like, I love doing what it is that we get to do at that party. I have a lot of fun with it. So guys, that is gonna do it for this amazing episode of the Converted Podcast. If you're listening to our show on iTunes or Stitcher, take a few moments to give us a thumbs up or write us a review and tell us how we're doing. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit the thumbs up, leave us a comment, and subscribe. If you'd like to join us live, look us up on twitch.tv/convertedpodcast. Sal! How can these fantastic people come on the show just like Ursangus did tonight?
If you'd like, any guildie can come on the show.
Any guildie?
Yeah. But
Any of them? Hold on. Even the gnomes?
Especially the gnomes.
Son of a...
But
We're gonna have to get bigger chairs.
Looking specifically for raid leaders. We would this time of year, or this time of the expansion, we're really looking for raid leaders who want to come pimp their teams. I have gotten a few emails from raid leaders, and that's awesome. We've started to schedule them. That's really super great. Next week, I do hope to get a little bit of a Shanka going on. More on that later.
I forgot a shout out. I'm sorry, Sal.
Go ahead.
I have to give a shout out to Sunday Mass Res, my own team.
You forgot your team.
I forgot my team. We took a break this week, for prepping for Legion. It's got like 6 greeters in it. it's a hell of a raid team that started off pretty poorly throughout HFC, but killed Heroic Archie through hard work and determination.
Congrats.
I got to give it to those guys.
Oh,
They
he's
did an
gonna
amazing
cry
job.
again. He's gonna do it.
Batman doesn't cry. That's why I have the mask on this week, so I don't cry.
All right. Let's wrap her up.
So, guys, we are looking for raid leaders. Oh, you already did that. That said that Ursangus was supposed to do that.
Oh, we're looking for raid leaders.
Yeah. All right, so our next show will be September 12th, guys. We're going to more about Ashanka. You already did that part, too. So, guys, everyone say bye!
You can follow us on Twitter at Is Ursangus's name really a bad
And be sure
word
to
in
follow
the
us on
chat?
our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast.
Also, follow us on our Twitch
Ursangus'
channel,
name is a bad
Converted
word
Podcast,
everywhere.
And join us live
Well, no,
every
because
other
if
Monday
you just say
at 7 p.m.
URS,
server.
it asterisk.
You can follow me at
that's the thing.
summer_sal
It blanks it out.
Mullet863.
and Belschnickel at BelschnickelCTR.
Unless you're a mod.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to
You have a
stick our
dirty,
stuff in
dirty
your
name.
ears. Really?
Whoa. I got a little tingly there.